Good morning, good evening. This is Coach Morley. Just wanted to create a little video for golf tryouts this coming spring and fall because I've been waiting for the schedule to come out to have a parent meeting, but I wanted to get this out to you. There's going to be some information on here that is kind of still up in the air, as everything is with COVID right now. But I wanted to, give you some information just so you know how tryouts are going to, generally what's going to happen with the season. So I'll get right into it. I'll try not to take too much of your time. If there's questions afterwards, obviously feel free to email me or call me. So tryouts this year, April 19th. Okay. And I'll just, obviously we know that I put it on Facebook. April 19th, 20th, 21st is going to be 3 days of tryouts. Myself, Coach Feely, Coach Macon. Obviously, golf, we go by the rules of golf, right? I put some videos on here for you to kind of scroll through and maybe have your son or daughter watch, just because it's a expectation that they come to golf tryouts knowing the rules. Now, there's a lot of golf rules. They don't have to know every single rule in and out, but they should know generally the rules and how to play. And there's a lot of these that are like the spirit of the game, right? And we've had, we want to keep it, honest. We want to keep players, basically policing themselves as much as possible, because that's what golf is about. Okay, so that's the first thing, and obviously it comes up in tryouts every year. If there's any doubt to what you're doing, play 2 balls, and then we can make a ruling at the end. Again, here's some common things that come up. Just go over those with your son or daughter, please. For the season schedule, again, we don't really know right now. So there's been a lot of talk. I know that at Enjoy, we're going to have a lot of matches on Fridays and maybe the weekend. And then whatever schedule they put out, we're probably going to have to change, to be honest with you. So we'll see what happens with the schedule. But April 19th to June 12th is when we're scheduled to go. Roster, I'll go over tryouts in a second here. 12 players and 2 captain's picks. That's generally what we do. Obviously, this is a different year. If something comes up, we'll sort of adjust as we need to. But, when we get into practice after that, being there on time, obviously there are very few things that would excuse a practice. But this year, again, we're going to have kids playing 2 sports. So we're going to be very flexible this spring with a lot of these things. This is more for next fall, just because a lot of you I know will be playing both seasons. So I want to get this information to you. Transportation, again, hopefully we have a lot of local matches where we can drive ourselves there. And we'll see what happens. We may have some matches where we only take 6 players, and so that would be easy to take a bus. But this will be something that changes on the fly too. Don't know what match days are going to look like, what courses are going to allow spectators. I'm working on getting a live feed going on at least one of the holes that we play at, just so you can maybe watch from home. It seems logical that we should be able to have fans at a match in golf. But again, logic doesn't apply to a lot of things in school, as you know. So we'll see. But don't coach them on the sidelines. It's totally okay to look for golf balls and say good job and stuff like that, support. But don't give advice, which you can't do anyway. I can only speak to the kids from green, when they hole out to the next tee, So just remember that when you're walking the course. Do not make any rules, clarifications or judgments. Just have them play 2 balls or have them ask somebody. Playing time, golf is one of those things where we have a system, and it's about your numbers that you shoot. So there's really not too many issues with playing time. If there is something you need to bring to my attention, and it can't wait 24 hours, obviously let me know. But I like to practice that 24-hour rule. Let something settle in. And we all get emotional, as I do with my kids. So, just ask that you honor that rule. Trying to get a positive experience, and I want to be able to trust your child on and off the course. So we're trying to instill these morals, ethics. That's our goal, right? Make them ready for the future. We're going to be on top of grades and report cards and stuff like that. We're going to have basically the last marking period here that we have to look for in the spring season. I have a ton of gear to give out for uniforms once we get to that point. The players will be very happy. I'll leave it at that. Very, very, I'll keep that short. Golf bags, if you're on the team, you will have a golf bag. It's the school's property, so take care of it, please. And then duty to warn. So if you try out, something could happen to you. I'm going to have the kids sign something before tryouts, because even though it's golf, things could happen, right? You could get hurt or even die. So I just want to bring that up. That's our duty to warn. Tryouts specifically, hopefully we're going to have 27 holes starting on Monday the 19th and going to Wednesday the 21st. Top 12 scores plus 2 coaches picks. We have 6 automatic qualifiers from last year: RJ, Dante, Cal, Christian, Dylan, and Dom. And then there's 2 coaches picks for, obviously people who we see potential in. And so that's usually how tryouts work. If you're a senior, you got to be within 10 shots of 6th place. 30 shots of 12th place after 36 holes, and that's just a general rule. Cross that bridge when we come to it. USGA rules, again, playing 3-3. It's not called that anymore, but just play a provisional ball. If there's any rules infractions, the committee will look at it, and whatever coaches are there that day will make a ruling on those things. Keep track of the other people's score. You're competing against them in tryouts. So to let stuff slide is not in your best interest, right? I don't care about being nice and stuff like that. You are, trying to help the field. And don't sign the card. If you know something's wrong, and don't sign the card. Bring it up to me and we'll figure it out. Pace of play is huge. We do have a 10-stroke rule in tryouts, but you get a warning and maybe penalty strokes. We've got to keep the pace of play up. Courses are going to be very busy this spring, so make sure we're raking bunkers, replacing divots, fixing pitch marks. And obviously we don't want these things to happen, but if they do, I'll have to make an appropriate behavior modification. I don't have to do that. But new qualifying for matches this year. So this is new. All right. So that it'll be based on tryout scores. And then the next 9-hole round, whatever that is. So we're going to take an average of those 4 rounds, and that's going to give us the top 6 for varsity. Right? The top 4 from tryouts are going to be basically locked in. Unless there's an overriding discipline issue, they're going to be locked in for the season pretty much. Number 5 and 6 are at coaching staff's discretion. If somebody else is playing really well, if somebody's not playing well, we can choose to change those numbers for a lot of reasons. But that's up to my discretion. And after each qualifying is done, qualifying is going to be in practice this year. That's the different part of this, right? It's not going to be the matches. The matches they won't dictate where you sit on a team as far as your number. Okay, so that's the big difference. I like it for a lot of different reasons. I've kind of, handpicked a lot of stuff from different teams and what they do. And I like this a lot because it doesn't put too much pressure on match scores where we're competing against ourselves. We're competing against ourselves in practice, which is how it should be, instead of when we're supposed to be competing against somebody else, right? So I adopted that this year. I'm going to try it this spring. Obviously, this is like a scrimmage year anyway, but we'll see how it works. I think I covered everything. If there is questions, obviously there's a lot of questions about schedule. I will get that information out to you as soon as I can. But if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I believe everybody has my email. but it's mmorley@uek12.org, or have your son or daughter come see me at school. Thanks very much, and can't wait to get out on the course. Be with everybody soon.